The main thing that I try to tell people when they trying to understand the Bible or they trying to awaken, all you have to do is look at life for what it is. Look at everyday life. This is why it was so easier for me to wake up, because I don't read books. I really don't know nothing about the Bible. I really don't read the Bible. And anytime that I do read the Bible, I'm always reading Revelations. I've never read the Old Testament. I don't keep up with Luke, James, Numbers, and all of that. I don't know nothing about Genesis and nothing. I don't read the Bible. And all I do is look at life for what it is. Look at life. Look at the way life is. Look at how we're living. Look at who is controlling this life, what they got us doing, what they got us believing in. And when you start looking at life for what it is, look at everything that is wrong with life. And look at how life is making you feel. Look how life is treating you. And when you start looking at life for what it is, start asking questions. Because in this dimension and in this realm, they don't want you to ask questions. They want you to fear God. Because if you fear God, you're not going to ask no questions, right? That's why a lot of people always say, I'm a God-fearing man. Why should I fear my God? Why should I fear my Creator when my Creator is supposed to be a loving, forgiving God? Why should I fear Him? Why should I be in fear to ask my God questions when supposedly my God is the one that's going to lead me through life? So why should I be scared to ask my God questions? Why should I be in fear of Him or her or it? And the fact that we are such in fear, we are afraid to ask questions because we're afraid that something is going to happen with us, because they have doctrined us with fear of religion, fear of Christianity. You're supposed to let life do what it do, and you ain't supposed to ask no question, but just take it. You're supposed to consume, obey, and be obedient. That's what this God of this dimension got you thinking. So as long as you consuming this life, being obedient to this life, and and living in it without asking no questions, you are going to be asleep to it, because you don't have the mindset, or you is in fear of asking questions. Because if you ask this God that is running this whole dimension, if you ask God the right question, that means this God gonna have to answer those questions, right? So if I ask the God of this dimension, who are you? He has to answer that question. When I ask the God of this dimension, who am I? He has to answer that. When you ask the God of this dimension, why am I here? He has to answer that. When you ask the God of this dimension, where did I come from? He has to answer that. So what they do is they got this disease called fear, to get you from not asking those questions, because the God that's saying that they are the God of you is going to have to answer those questions. And they don't want to answer those questions, because if they answer them, they have to tell you the truth. This is why in this reality, they want you to fear God, but yet He's loving. He's forgiving, but yet you in fear of Him? Why? Why are you in fear of God? But He's a loving, forgiving God, but you in fear of Him. But yet when you die and go to heaven, you're going to meet Him. But yet you scared of Him at the same time. So if you're scared to ask the God questions, why the hell would you want to die and be with Him? And you're afraid of Him right now. You are a God-fearing man or woman, and when you die, you want to be with Him. But right now, you're scared to even ask a question about yourself. Why would you want to be reunited with a man and a God that you have been fearing all your life? I wouldn't want to be around somebody that I've been in fear all my life. I want to be around something or someone that loves me and I love it back, and I feel comfortable becoming one with. I'm going to fear this God all my life. I ain't going to ask Him nothing. But at the end of the day, I want to be reunited with Him. And you didn't even ask who He is. Y'all could be worshiping Satan itself, but y'all are too scared to ask this God question. Think about this, people. Think about it. And the thing about it is that we need to start asking the right questions. And people are scared to ask the right question because they're afraid of going to hell. What? It don't sound like. Y'all want to die and meet Jesus. The man that y'all is in fear of. Y'all want to meet him. But yet y'all don't want to ask Jesus no questions about himself. You don't want to ask no questions about nothing. But yet y'all fear him. And y'all got to do everything he says. Because if you don't follow behind Jesus, you ain't going to meet God. Because you got to go through Jesus first. So if I got to go through Jesus first, I'm going to start asking Jesus questions. Who are you? Where are you? Why are you here? Why we got to come to you? Why are you the Son of God and not me? Y'all is afraid to ask these questions. And these are the questions that's going to get you to a higher dimension. These are the questions that's going to get you in a better consciousness because you're not afraid to ask questions. The ones that is afraid to ask the God of this dimension questions, these are the ones that's asleep because they got a disease in them called fear. Fear is not a normal emotion. Fear is a disease. It's a disease. Like cancer is a disease. Fear is a disease. Where we come from, we don't even know what fear is. This is why we are immortal. We don't know what fear is. But in this dimension, they have a disease upon the whole earth called fear. You is in fear of your God. You is in fear of waking up. Because if you start asking questions to your God, you're going to get the answers. This is why a lot of us is waking up because we are not afraid to ask questions. How we expect to maneuver when you playing the game, how you expect to go on the next level? What, you going to keep dying and dying and dying until you get it right? No, you got to ask questions. You need a direction, don't you? Isn't that why y'all go to church? So y'all can ask the pastor questions? So y'all can get the answers from the pastor? Ain't this why you go to the church? So the pastor can lead y'all in the right direction? Why y'all got to go to a pastor? For a man that don't know no bit more than what you do. Go to Jesus. This is the one that y'all got to go to in order to meet the Father, right? Y'all got to go through the Son to meet the Father. So why not go to the Son and ask questions? Start asking Jesus questions. Ask him. Ask him. And if you can't get the questions from Jesus, go within yourself. Because Jesus really lives in you. You are Jesus. Start asking yourself these questions. And then when you start asking yourself the right questions, then you're going to come up with your answers. Because you're seeing everything in this dimension, everything in its reality is fucked up. So ask, why is it like this? Why do I got to do these things? Why I got to say these things? Why I got to worship that? Why I got to believe in that? Why I got to walk this way? Why I got to go there? Why I got to say this? How come I got to do that? Why? Why do I got to do these things in order to meet God? Why I got to worship this man? And it clearly in the Bible it say trust no man. But yet y'all worship and believe in Jesus who is clearly a man. This is why I say Christians and religion people, they contradict their own self. Trust no man, but y'all trust Jesus though. Y'all trust Jesus so much that y'all don't even want to talk to him and ask him questions. Y'all just going to go by what is said in the Bible and leave it alone. This is why some of us has a better consciousness, because we're not afraid. We're not afraid. Why should you be afraid of the God that you worship? When the God that you worship is supposed to lead you to him. How you supposed to go to him when you're afraid to ask him where he's at? How he look? Where is he? Y'all being leaded blindly. This is why y'all lost. Because y'all afraid to ask the God that you worship, the Son that supposedly is appointed to help you. Y'all afraid to ask this Son questions. Like if you are the Son of God, Jesus, then who am I? Ain't I the Son of God too? Why do I gotta come to only you in order to get to the Father? Why can't I just go to the Father myself? Why I gotta come to you? What make you so special? Why were you born perfect? Why did you come out of the Virgin Mary? Why not I? Why couldn't I come out of the Virgin Mary myself? Why was I so different from you? Ask these questions, because your life is involved. Your spirit and soul is involved. Where we leave next from this dimension is where we're going to be for our rest of eternal life. Start asking questions. Why? Who? What? When? Where? How come? And until you get out of that disease of fear, you're going to be stuck in this reality. And by the way that it looks, this reality is getting fucking worse. Don't you see?